Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I wanted to do a video about lead and where to find it. It's getting kind of hard to find lead these days. The traditional source for casters, which is wheel weights, is drying up rapidly as all states are now switching to zinc and steel, which is no good for our purposes. So I got into the game a little bit late. Wheel weights were starting to dry up already, so I figured I better collect all the lead that I can now and be set for life, because it's only going to get harder to find in the future. So I'm going to share with you some information about how you can find lead and sources that you can check out. Okay, over here obviously wheel weights. You'll get these from auto shops, repair shops, tire shops, junkyards, any place that has to do with mounting wheels or unmounting them. Nowadays you're going to find that a lot of these are zinc and steel, but there's still a little bit of lead in there. Over the year it's changed for me from finding roughly 80% lead to the more modern ones I've dragged home being closer to 40%. So as cars are having their tires changed, we're seeing less and less lead. Another good source that it's been good for me at least is Boatyards. Sailboats use lead as ballast and in their keels. So you'll see this is an 800-pound block. This is about a 600-pound block of lead. Basically, I went to a boatyard and asked and found somebody with a junk sailboat that they needed to get rid of. So, free boat, but a lot of work. Had to unbolt this giant keel. This is only a fraction of it. And drop it, cut it up with a chainsaw into sizes that could be transported. But hey, that's a lot of free lead right there. It's just a pain in the butt to cut it up into usable size chunks. These weird looking ones over here are also boat lead. These were strapped inside of a boat as ballast. Again, just old stuff left over, needed a home. These here are interesting. These are really good lead for casting general purpose bullets. These are what I call iso cores or isotope cores. Basically, you get these from a radio pharmacy. These are pharmacies that deal with radioactive medicines, and they transport the medicines in these isocores. You can see on the bottom here, there's a little hole in there, and the medicine goes in there in a vial, and then there's a little lead lid that bolts over the top of that to make sure that no radiation leaks out. Now, the medicine that's transported in these is very low doses, and they have very short half-lives, so by the time any radio pharmacy is willing to give these up, they are not hot, as they put it to me. That's if they ever were. They send these just to regular old scrap yards normally, but I got a hold of a couple of radio pharmacies, hooked up with them. These weren't free, but I got them at a steal, almost free. Now, this over here, this is just an example of lead you'll find as if you're looking for it. These are scuba diving weights. Okay, quite a bit there, pretty heavy. Found that at a yard sale. I think I gave $5 for it. Roofing lead. This is a really valuable source of lead because it's different from the rest. All of these are alloys. So the sailboat keel is antimonious lead. It's 97% lead, 3% antimony to help harden it. Other keels may vary, but I know from the manufacturer of this one that that's the alloy. So in order for me to use this keel for bullets, I have to add a little bit of tin to the mix when I melt it. This stuff over here, I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's not pure, so it's probably got some antimony or tin in it. I'll have to figure that out as I go to use it. These isocores are a known or fairly well-known alloy with some antimony and some tin in them. They're pretty much ready to use for casting bullets, at least for pistol bullets. Your wheel weights, the lead ones, those have antimony and lead, a little bit of tin. Some of the more modern ones may not have any tin, they might just be antimony and lead. But back to the roofing lead, This is roof flashing, and the reason it's valuable or useful, that is this is generally pure lead. It's very, very soft, and so if you're doing black powder bullets, this is what you need to use. Or if you're trying to cut another alloy that's too hard, you mix in pure lead with it to make what you want. So for casting pistol bullets, some people might mix in wheel weights 50-50 with pure lead. This stuff, a good source for finding it is roofing companies, I've found. I have a couple customers that are roofing companies, and I know somebody else who works at one. Basically just put the word out. This stuff gets dropped off to me, you know, on a reasonable basis. They know I'm looking for lead, and people just, when they see it, they'll hook me up. So this stuff, get a hold of roofing companies or construction companies that are doing demolition. They'll be pulling this really soft lead down. It's really good to have. This is a roof boot. Basically, this pipe came out of a roof that was being redone. It's a vent pipe, and it's got this pure lead, and it's pretty thick lead boot on it. I need to cut it off of this pipe in order to put it away. One other good source of lead that you might be able to get for free is what I call range scrap, and this is basically bullets that have been shot and then recovered either from a bullet catch or just from the berms at a shooting range. You can basically go sift these out of the dirt or collect them off the ground and then remelt them. They're usually pretty dirty. They've got some wood and leaves in there, but that'll burn out and you can skim it off the top. Also, dental lead. This is for dentists that still use the old-fashioned x-rays instead of digital x-rays. The little strips have a disposable lead foil in them, so you might check with your dentist. It won't add up to a lot, but if they've been collecting it for a year or two, then they might have a bucket full of those lead foils that you can use. So there you go. That will get you started on where to find lead these days in a world where it's getting harder to find. You may not find it for free, but if you hunt around and put the word out, you'll probably be able to find it at fairly reasonable prices. As time goes on, that's going to get more difficult. One thing that you're definitely going to need is tin, because as you melt these alloys down and you're trying to make bullets or whatever you're trying to make, you typically need to add some tin to them to sweeten them so they'll fill out your molds better. And so a good cheap source of tin, I've yet to find a free source of tin, is yard sales and Goodwill and thrift stores. Look for pewter. For the purpose of mixing alloys for casting, pewter can pretty much be calculated in as pure tin. It's not really pure tin, but it's pretty close in most cases. So little bowls, dishes, candlesticks. At Goodwill, I always find picture frames. You know, I found a box of these, of about a dozen of these picture frames that say Homecoming 1999. Who the heck's going to want a picture frame that says Homecoming 1999? So the guy said I could have them for free. So there's places to get this stuff these days. It's not as easy as it used to be, but it's out there. You just got to hunt for it. And as you can see here, I've accumulated quite a bit. This isn't all of what I've got, but pretty much I can say that I'm set for life now, and I don't have to go hunting for lead. So now would be the best time for you to get out there and find your source of lead and stash it away. That way you won't have problems finding it later. Also remember, lead is a commodity. It's a metal. It's got a lot of purposes, and it's only going to get more expensive as time goes on. So you can get lead, store it, and hey, if you need the money, haul it to a scrapyard or put it up for sale on a bullet casting forum, and you'll make some good money off of it. So you're not going to hurt yourself by storing this stuff. Just make sure you keep it safe, keep it away from kids. I've got kids, and they have been well trained on lead and safety. They know not to touch it, they know to stay away from it, and they know that if they ever do come in contact to it or close to it, that they need to let me know and they need to wash their hands thoroughly. So be smart and be safe and go find yourself some lead. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. I've got more videos about lead, casting, melting, shooting. Consider subscribing to my channel, and do me a favor and click like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.